Hola, I'm leaving Cornellana. The monastery I stayed at last night was founded in the year 1024. That's 1,000 years ago. That's amazing. It's hard to imagine. It was a great stay. I had my wet clothes washed and dried, so that was great. And today it's not gonna rain, still very foggy and humid, but should be a good day. And I'm walking to La Espina, should be about 15 miles, about 24 kilometers I think, more later. So this is not the normal stage. The normal stage would be from Grado to Salas today. But yesterday, because of a sporting event, all the lodging in Salas, in Grado, was taken over. So the only option was to take a bus to Cornellana, which is mid-stage between Grado and Salas, which was today's stage. So today, instead of stopping in Salas, I'm going to keep going and stop mid-stage between Salas and Tineo. So instead of going stage to stage, mid-stage to mid-stage. The people that I had been walking with on the Camino del Norte, there were a bunch of Germans and Swedes, an American, a couple of Austrians. They continued on the Camino del Norte, except for 3 Germans, I think, are doing the Primitivo. But you get to know other people as well, so I met some people last night at the monasterio in Cornellana. So that's good. Capilla de Nuestra Señora de los Dolores in llamas. It's too bad, but the fog hasn't lifted yet. So my friend Priscilla asked, what do the people that live around here do? Good question. So in the Basque Country and in Cantabria, I saw vineyards and cattle, sheep farms. In Cantabria, which was the second region, I started seeing more corn. And here you see a lot of corn fields. Still, because it's so mountainous, there's cattle and sheep farming. I also saw some horse farms too. Yeah, more later. Entering Villazón, and that's the Church of St. James of Villazón. Fountain of Santiago, right beneath the Church of Santiago de Villazón. Hola! The sun is out, which is wonderful. And I'm so lucky that the next week is all sunny days. So that's great. So one thing we forget about the pilgrimage is that in the Middle Ages, pilgrims didn't just fly back home. Those that could afford it and would take maybe a ship back home. The rest had to walk back, which I'm not doing. I'm flying home. And back then, King Alfonso II El Casto, which means the chaste one, his statue is right next to the Cathedral of San Salvador in Oviedo. He decreed that anybody going to Santiago de Compostela had to go by Oviedo, either on the way to Santiago or on the way back. And the saying goes that who visits Santiago and not the Cathedral of San Salvador, which means our Savior, is paying homage to the servant and not to the master. So pilgrims had to stop by Oviedo either on the way there or on the way back. So a little bit of history, something to keep in mind about the Camino. More later. I'm entering Salas, which would have been the stop for the day if I had started in Grado. But today I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep going and do what would have been tomorrow's stage from Salas to Tineo, except for the last 2 hours. And then that would give me a good head start for the next day, walking all the way to Borres. So that would be the Borres stage plus 2 miles. I'm sorry, 2 hours. All right, more later. Okay, I was wrong about that. This is the Colegiata Church, la Iglesia de la Colegiata. Beautiful. The Palacio Valdez Salas. Salas is very pretty. That was a really tough climb from Salas. Uphill almost all the way for an hour and a half. But this valley looks just beautiful. Iglesia de Santa Marina de Bodenaya. Iglesia de la Espina. Capilla del Cristo de los Afligidos en La Espina. View of the plain coming out of La Espina. Iglesia de San Justo y Pastor en el Peregrino. Arriving in Tineo. Now I'm getting close to Tineo, I think. This is Tineo, and it's almost 6 o'clock. Hola. Without really meaning to, I ended up doing a stage and a half. I walked from Cornellana, where I slept yesterday, all the way to Tineo. The next stage, so finished the stage from Grado to Salas and did the stage from Salas to Tineo. And yeah, it took a long time, 32 kilometers, that's 19 and a half miles. I'm very tired, it's very late, I got here at 6. I already had dinner, but I'm gonna check in, take a shower, and get ready to go to sleep. So that's it for today. Buen camino.